Hi, everybody. Welcome to the third and maybe final game dev diary for Cat Herder. I'm not sure I'm 100% done with the game, but over the last couple days, I kind of hit the last couple of things I thought were missing. And as you can see, I am calling it version one. And I already have ideas for my next game. But let me tell you what's changed since the last dev diary that I did and kind of explain some of the code. And as a reminder, a lot of the things I'm talking about are things that you would not know as a player of the game. They're supposed to be hidden. You're supposed to kind of figure out and guess as you play. But obviously, I wanted to talk about how I built the game, and therefore, you get to see how the guts work. So, first big change is that you can now get cats. I struggled with how I wanted to do that. I initially thought it would just be one more thing you would spend your currency on. And by the way, currency is PERS, don't forget. But that just didn't sit right with me. So instead, let me show you how you get cats. We'll go into the code here and actually scroll up to yeah. So this is the heartbeat function. This is run every second. It does everything that needs to happen every second, including looking at the cats and their happiness and so forth. Um, and I just realized the bug. No, not a bug, but so I'll fix this after the video. What I do is I have a function that determines the cost of a cat, and if you have crossed that threshold with your PERS, then I just automatically add the cat. So what that means is that you don't have any control over it. It just it happens naturally. The happier you make your cats, the more cats will come in. And part of what I was thinking in this game is I wanted things to be a little bit crazy, a little bit out of control in terms of how you handle all these cats going around. So having an automatic really fit well with me. And so again, like the bug I'm seeing now is that I have this in my for loop for over the cats, and it really only needs to be run one time. So as soon as we're done, I'll copy and paste and just move. You know what? I can actually do that and drop that like so. Boom, there we go. So next cat cost, we'll scroll down to that. I essentially Googled for exponential game development type things and came across a Stack Overflow post talking about levels versus XP. And I looked at this particular answer. I liked the rate of growth in terms of 100 for the first level increase, 200 for the next. The differences seem to be nice. So I ended up taking, I believe, probably this particular answer here, this particular constant, and ended up reversing it. And you could see where I'm saying, basically XP equals level squared divided by the constant, which basically tells me how much PERS I would need for a level, and the level is how many cats you have. So again, it's like taking that function, reversing it. This gives me the cost for my cats, and as you go over that, each heartbeat, we're going to see if you've crossed that threshold and add a cat automatically. Now, I don't think I've done that in my running game yet. I need 100. So let's actually do this. Let's feed this cat. Another change I've made is that if you really go out of the way to make the cat happy, you get more purrs per second, and bam, there we go. So I got my second cat. So again, this will happen whether you want to or not. The cats are just going to keep showing up, and hopefully it gets out of control, and that's kind of the fun. Second change I want to talk about, I used to report happiness as just a pure number like H colon whatever. And now I actually have strings instead. And there's a couple different strings for the different levels of happiness. I'll switch to the code in a second, but let's actually, I was making this cat happy and it changed the mood while I was doing it. That's great. So I'll feed, and you can see the cat is happy. And in theory, I can make her very happy. And Yeah, so pure joy, I think, is one of the highest ones there is. If I intentionally make the cat unhappy, this cat wants to be ignored, so we'll feed it. You can see it's scowling and it's hissing, and now it's very angry. And so all I did, switch back to the code, was I created 5 different arrays of strings. My thinking is that the happiness label would be either neutral or happy, unhappy, very unhappy. You can see I'm including a variable in here, $name. And if we go to the function for this happy label, I basically check their happiness, get a random element from the right array, and replace name with the particular cat's name. In the Alpine-ish HTML, that is right here. Basically, I'm passing the cat's happiness and the cat name, and this is when then that loop over all the cats. So that's the game. That's version 1. I'm happy with this. I like this. I especially love my Firefly created graphics for the machines. If you want to play this, and I'll include these links in the video, you have catherder.netlify.app. That is the game. And if you want to see the code, and again, I'm going to update this with that little bug I just found in a few seconds. I also had a typo I found while I was setting up. But you can find the repository here. Feel free to log ideas and issues, send feedback. Anyway, enjoy and leave me a comment below telling me what you think. What do you think?